and then they get their citizenship, their full American
because
citizenship.
you have a good point. The people from England who come over with visas and don't go back.
Like I was on a plane one time with a kid who was here because his girlfriend lives here. His girlfriend lives here and he lives in Australia, and he missed his first flight and took the last available flight out of America out of Miami to the Dominican Republic to take a flight to Australia. And he was so nervous because our flight was late. He's like, this flight doesn't take off. They can come on this plane and get me. And he was so he was in his seat I'm gonna get killed. I'm gonna get ISIS is coming for me.
The sad
and
thing
he was
he most
shaking.
likely had nothing to be fucking worried about because his name isn't Juan fucking Sanchez.
But he was shaking. He was shaking so hard during the whole flight that literally by the time the flight landed, the entire airplane knew that this kid was in trouble, and they even up to first class, and they let him run up the plane to get on his other flight so that he wouldn't miss his flight.
It's
and this
nice
is a white kid from Australia who is terrified.
Right.
That's one thing that I think we saw this week, with the public outcry that ultimately did get Trump to make slight changes to
but it was all a
the
trick.
child. Right. No. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But he wouldn't have done it if not for the public outcry. And there have been so many horrible stories about the airlines in the news recently, beating up passengers and bringing the cops on the plane. She was black, and so we had to so it was nice, I thought, this week to hear that United and American both released a statement saying that we are not going to help ICE transport children to detention centers far away from their parents. We're not doing that.
No, now they got to fly Southwest.
Well, at least they get to sit wherever they want.
Well, hey, unless they're really fat, and then they gotta buy 2 detention seats. Get out of here, Gordo.
Yeah, we're only going to let the fat people in because they're too expensive to send to jail.
Yeah, well, they're real Americans. If you're a big fat ass, you've proven citizenship beyond a shadow of a doubt. But yeah. So I just personally, just on the wrapping this shit up, I just feel like overall, I do agree with Klee, but I also agree with the fact that my friend Kyle Shire was talking about whataboutism, and the whataboutism. What about the fact that Barack Obama deported more people than Jesus? Whatever the fuck their stat is. Barack Obama deported more people. Blah, blah, blah.
I don't think it was as many as Jesus, but more than St. Patrick.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, those Mexicans are snakes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing that's bothersome about this is that yes, it is a matter of they're saying that they're just doing the law as it should have been done before, but then we go, well, how about you harass Canadians? How about you just don't harass a bunch of people? And the bottom line is, criminals. We should have a better database to keep actual criminals out of our country, out of our government. Wink, wink. There should be more checks and balances. For the because we were talking about, I think maybe the last time we were on here, I don't understand why there's a machine. I don't understand when I go to buy some shit with my debit card. Computers communicate all over the universe to say I ain't got no money, but I can buy a gun and be done shot some motherfucker by the time my thing comes back that says, oh, you shouldn't have gave me a gun. You know what I mean?
But in Texas, you can buy a gun out of someone's back. They can just sell it to you right there out of their back of the trunk.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why don't they got a card reader on your phone? Be like, are you a criminal? just run my license through the card reader on the phone, on the iPhone, and they go boop, boop, boop.
Well, that's one of the things when you're traveling internationally, and one of the questions on some of the paperwork you have to fill out is, are you a terrorist? It's like, who's checking yes for that?
Oh, you know what? As a matter of fact, I am a terrorist.
I
caught me.
Forgot. God.
It's like when you go into a porn site and it says, click here if you're not 18. You're like, mm-hmm. Like I would click that if I'm 16 and a half, motherfucker. Like,
well, that on that if you click and you're 16 and a half, it's just a bunch of like lingerie catalogs and shit.
like
you can't get the real deal until you get 2 more years.
I'm actually 12. They caught me. Like no, and it's also like one of the people that I have been a little bit flame war-y this week more than I normally don't really engage in flame wars unless it's like in defense of Guy Fieri because I think he gets a bad rap, but I get engaged.
We choose our battles, I suppose.
One of the people that I was engaged with, which was like what Ed was talking about at the top of the show, that we were like friends when we thought they were like at least, even if they were a little bit conservative, that we thought they were at least like sane, and then they were just like no, they're all criminals. And she did serve in the military. It was a woman, and she did serve in the military. And she has a bunch of one of the reasons why we became cool is because we both have a lot of very similar chronic health problems. And I'm like, did you know that like if you with your health problems try to immigrate to this country from any country, whether it be Mexico or fucking Germany, you wouldn't be able to get in because of your chronic health problems. She's like, well, I was born here and I served, and I was just like, but what, like you like to play, she played all this whataboutism with Clinton and Obama, and I'm like, all this whataboutism, but what ifism is like, what if it was you? You would have to come here illegally if you needed to come to America for whatever, because you're all alone now in your home country, and everybody you know has moved to America, and now you have got chronic health issues, and you need somebody to take care of you. You wouldn't be able to come here. You'd have to come here illegally. You'd have to lie about your health issues. You wouldn't be able to get treatment, and you wouldn't be able to do anything. And she never answered that question, and she just shut it all down. And I was just like, see, this is like this mental gymnastics that these people play in order to justify like a child being said, well, they shouldn't be crossing the border in the first place. So you'd rather they stay in their home countries where there are a bunch of drug cartels that we caused to rise, and they have a bunch of rape gangs that are offshoots of these drug cartels that we as of the U.S. government caused. You'd rather them stay in their countries and have their wives and mothers and daughters raped so that the men will be forced to join these cartels that we created.
Right.
Rather than come to this country and try to make their lives better. So that, because a lot of them, if they could, would go back in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
if we were able to help these people fix their home countries, they would go back. Because a lot of them miss them with all of their heart. And it's like, why not?
Well, but I mean,
why not?
Also,
it doesn't cost us anything.
We're very concerned about fixing countries where there's a bunch of shit we can exploit.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I just...
This goes back to
well,
we cannot be trusted.
But that's the thing. You know, when it's really easy for America to go in somewhere when there are natural resources or physical goods, you know, that they want to exploit. But the thing about going into, you know, and I'm not necessarily advocating for, you know, American military intervention in South and Central America, but if we could help, you know, let's start easy with Venezuela. You know, I mean, nothing's easy with Trump in office because international relations are in a shambles. But if we had a president that was
a reasonable person.
But yeah, I mean, the point is that what we have to gain by helping these countries is limiting crime and limiting the problems that are sending people to America. So there is a benefit. It's just not tangible. So they don't understand it.
Well, they don't want to.
It's not a tangible product we get back.
Right.
We don't get cars or avocados or something like that.
Well, but those countries do not want you in there. I mean, you take Haiti. Haiti has been the way it is for how long? I mean, why? Because, I mean, we don't... The people of Haiti said, look, America, get the hell out.
Well, yeah,
Let us do for ourselves.
We don't have a stellar record of turning things around for the plus.
And Venezuela doesn't want them. They don't want them
but
there.
I think that's one of the things is like there's a couple of different things that America should do, I think, in order to like get these countries to not hate us. And it's like one of the things is like when a country like Haiti or Venezuela is like, we really would like to fix our old problems. Please get the fuck away. It's like when you see somebody crying and you keep trying to be like, what's wrong? And they go like, just leave me the fuck alone. Right. Sometimes it's better to just leave them the fuck alone. Yeah. Because they'll get over it.
They don't mind you getting them back on track, but then don't send Papa Doc in and use like, Papa Doc to kill my people.
I would just be like, just hand me this box of tissues and then get the fuck out of here.
Right. And that's what they wanted. They wanted Haiti wanted to grow their own rice. Yeah. They wanted to build their own
Haiti wanted a box of tissues, and we were just like, no, here's all this soup and shit that you don't.
How many houses have been built since America showed up after the earthquake. 6 houses. I mean, you've got the people. They have a thing called Poverty Inc. If you ever see that documentary, it tells you what they've done, and they want the Clintons and everybody else, get the fuck out. We don't want you here because you don't do anything.
Thing. Venezuela is just like and we should let these countries self-destruct and reconstruct. Like sometimes we just need to stop.
I'm sure they're saying the same thing about us these days.
They don't mind you helping them. They just want you to help us to get back on our feet, but then leave us alone.
Right.
Don't sit here and exploit us and continue to dog us out and give you these massive loans that you can't pay back.
Parenting us until extinction.
Exactly.
I don't know.
It's
maybe
the Godfather as helicopter.
You owe me a favor, Venezuela. But that's why countries like Venezuela don't like us. Because they got their own shit. They know they have a certain amount of world power because of the oil. And to have somebody like I talk to Klee about it sometimes all the time when it's like I'll get I shave my head and I'll get like a little cut or something. You know what I mean? And then she jumps and she's trying to fucking look at it and clean it out and all this jazz, and I'm just like, leave me the fuck alone. The scab is gonna form. It'll be fine.
Except that he's getting ready to go be on the TV with a fucking bleeding head.
It becomes concern trolling, and you know what I mean. It becomes this concern as control and concern as a troll thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling this out, and I'm gonna be.
I don't care if he's walking around the house with a bloody head. I do care if he's about to go be on TV with a bloody head.
But the bottom line is, it's just some goofy bullshit, and it's an attempt to. Bottom line, I don't know. Maybe I'm some kind of fucking isolationist, bro. Because I don't. You can't help somebody with something as big as their fucking infrastructure and not expect to have some control over their country. Right. I'm sorry. I ain't about to help your fucking infrastructure for nothing. Are Haiti people coming over here in droves with machetes in their fucking teeth ready to chop me up because their country's fucked up? No.
But we're the reason why their country the way it is, because once Thomas Jefferson threw the embargo on them years ago after they conquered the French, I mean, and the French took $1 billion worth of reparations from them. That's what bankrupted Haiti and put them where they are. Yeah. They had their freedom. They were the first country to get their freedom, and then they screwed them. They said, well, and Thomas Jefferson, and from years on, America has been there to block Haiti even making strides because they wanted control. They even sent Southern soldiers to deal with them. We know how to deal with you black folks over here. We're going to come over here and
we got experience.
The other thing is that we need to stop going to countries as activist tourists and going to countries and saying that we're going to help children and stuff like this, because there was a whole thing about how when you go and like these people who go and go to a country for like 2 weeks and teach these kids how to read and stuff, and how the kids, they always love me. It's because they have attachment issues, because they have people cycling in and out all the time. All these white girls coming in all the time, teaching these kids to read, and like, oh, little Lamont loves me, or little Akila loves me, and it's because they have these attachment issues because they're seeing new people every week showing concern for them, and then they get these weird abandonment issues. And it's like, you need to start doing that.
Well, it's the same way they took Hawaii. I mean, what did they do? They brought in the missionaries.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's not even missionaries. It's like people who are not even like on their own sort of Christian mission. It's just somebody who's like, because they have these like activist tourist programs and there's always things that people can do. It's like, just go to those countries, eat their food, frequent their businesses, and don't fuck with their people.
White guilt is a horrible thing to waste.
It's a hell of a drug.
But if you want to do white guilt, like go there and experience their country, because they go to these places and they're still like in their little camps, still eating American food in their little camp, but touching and feeling and teaching these kids. And it's like, no, go to that country, stay in a local hotel, eat the local fucking food, go to the local businesses, buy yourself a beaded purse, and get the fuck out. Like,
come back with your cornrows and your Instagrams. And,
shit. Yeah. And a beautiful tan.
Don't go stay at no Sandals Resort.
But this is my thing. But this is my thing. I personally, again, I'm a fucking monster, I guess. I'm a real fat American piece of shit isolationist, because part of me believes I'm one of those people who doesn't even like Mother Teresa, bro. I guess this is the future that liberals want, because I'm just looking at, like, Mother Teresa used to fly around on a fucking jet to go to Calcutta and kick it with the lepers and shit, but she'd fly on her jet, kick it with them, and she got off on it. I'm not being a dickhead about it, but she got off on helping people, and she did it at her own pace with her own, and it was as almost a career. and she lived a life better than most nuns will ever live because she decided to be a popular ass help motherfuckers figure, okay? But whenever you help people, you get something out of it. And this concept of altruistic anything, fuck it. It's stupid.
All right. And I
can't stand it.
I'm not to, toot my own people's horn because most people don't. You go into, any hospital or half of the buildings on